Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Astro Jack for Pluto Astro, and today I'm talking about one of my favourite things: Venus, planet of love, planet of wealth, money, flirtation, romance, relationships, the planet of beauty. So Venus is going to be travelling retrograde. So she's travelling. It appears like she's going backwards to us on Earth. In fact, she's not going backwards, she's just slowing her orbit down. So when Venus slows her orbit down, and this happens like every couple of years, so it's not something that happens very often, like Mercury will retrograde, 3 times a year? It's still significant, but Venus doesn't do it very often, so when she does, it's quite important to note what happens. We've done a separate video regarding Venus retrograde in full, so check that out. Just like a quick recap if you don't know. Venus retrograde can have things like old partners, old lovers, resurfacing, issues regarding love, romance will be coming to the forefront. It's not a great time to start any sort of new relationships, sign contracts. Venus ruling Libra ruling partnerships. So yeah, it's not the best time to, with retrograde, it's not the best time to start anything new when it comes to love and money and finances, because Venus rules money as well. So Venus retrograde tells us to hold back when it comes to overspending on things, buying anything new, making any big purchases. That's all Venus type stuff. This can be like not trying any sort of new beauty treatments or getting your hair did, that sort of stuff, or any sort of relationship that starts during retrograde don't always bode well for like longevity. So like if you don't want to have a bit of fun, that's fine. That's not to say like you're going to be doomed during Venus retrograde. Obviously, of course not. You have free will and the right to make your own decisions. So it's good just to have that knowledge and to really, because we have that Venus square to Neptune as well, so there's a lot of like ambivalence and sort of clouds around Venus right now with that Neptunian fog, the Neptunian confusion, the rose-tinted glasses that Neptune brings us. This is a bad time for spirituality as well with that Neptune aspect. But that's not what I wanted to discuss today. I'm going to check out my other video if you want to go in depth with what Venus Venus retrograde and Venus square Neptune actually holds for us. What I wanted to talk about actually was, so Venus is going to be going retrograde, like I just said, and she will station and pause, and then she will disappear. And then she returns as the morning star. So right now she's the evening star. So I think this was in last October when she disappeared. So when Venus disappears, she becomes really close to the sun as she travels quite fast through the zodiac. She's one of the fastest moving planets, so it's quite important to pay attention to her aspects in her orbit because it can really affect our day-to-day life, depending as to where she is in the sky and what aspects are making to your personal planets as well, and what Venus rules for you. Like for example, if you're Libra rising, Venus will rule your first house and your 8th house. So this is the house of the self, the body, your looks. And the 8th house is to do with shared finances, sex, other people's money, contracts, occult wisdom, that's what Venus rules for Libras. So, for example, so it's good to know where Venus falls in your chart, what it rules for you, as to how you're going to be affected, or what aspects you have to Venus as well. So it's really important to know if you have a day and a night chart as well. So if you're not sure if you have a day chart or a night chart, because if you have a day chart, Venus is still powerful for you, but Jupiter is going to be your greater benefic. So Jupiter is going to bless you wherever it lies in your chart, transit-wise and nicely as well. And then if you're a night chart, well, I'm a night chart, Venus is going to be your greatest benefic. So Venus will be the planet you want to watch out for in your chart. That's going to bring you like hella blessings. So that's always like something to take note of. And so when we're talking about planets that give you blessings or obstacles in a night chart, like my chart's a night chart, Saturn will be your greater malefic. So that Saturn will bring you challenges, Saturn will give you obstacles, Saturn will give you tasks to overcome to bring you like bigger rewards. And if you are in the morning chart, then it'll be Mars. So you need to look at where Mars is in your chart, because Mars is going to be really pivotal as to where there's going to be action, drive, obstacles. That'll be your benefit, sorry, your malefic. So yes, that's day chart and night chart. So if you look at your chart, if you put your details onto astro.com, AstroSeek, and type in your birth time, etc. So if you're born in the morning, if you are born in the morning, you have a morning chart, and you're born in the evening, you've got a night chart. Have a look at your chart, it'll be in front of you, and if the sun is at the bottom, below the horizon, that'll mean you have an evening chart. So if you look at the chart from like sections 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 7, if your sun falls in one of those houses 1 to 7, that means you've got a night chart. So Venus is going to be your benefic, she's going to give you the most blessings. So it's really important when you're looking at transits to see where Venus is. Is she in a good sign? Like, is she in like a home sign like Libra, where she acts the strongest? Is she in Pisces, where she's exalted? This is going to benefit you. Is she in Scorpio, where she's in detriment? You know, is she in Aries, where she doesn't do too great either, really? These are the things you want to look out for. And then also Saturn will be your malefic. So Saturn's going to be like kind of like not working against you, but going to be making things a bit more harder for you when it comes to achieving your goals and going for your desires, and just like bringing you obstacles that you need to work with. So that'll be Saturn for people born in a night chart. And if you do have a night chart, then you're going to have Aphrodite, Venus Aphrodite, who is the archetype for the night chart Venus. So Venus Aphrodite is all about sexuality. She's very feminine energy. She's really into like, sex, relationships, beauty for the sake of beauty. You know, she's like aesthetically pleasing. Venus Aphrodite is all about using her. If you think of the mythology behind Aphrodite, she's like this love goddess. That's very indicative of people born with a night chart, because they'll have that energy in them. And if you have a day chart, so again, look at your chart, and day chart will be from houses 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 6. Sorry, we're not talking about 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, yeah? Because these are going to be above the horizon, and 7 as well. These are above the horizon. So 1 to 6 for evening, 12 to 7 for day chart. So you want to see if the sun is above the horizon. And if it is, then you will have Jupiter as your benefic planet. So Jupiter will give you all the positive, benefic energy, more so than Venus. Venus will still bless you. Obviously, Venus is like always brings blessings, but Jupiter is going to be stronger and have more impact on you and your life and your chart if you're born in the morning, or if you have a day chart, sorry. And so your malefic planets, your planets that can give you obstacles and challenges, will be Mars. So for you guys, check out your Mars, check out where Mars is. Is Mars in a strong position? Is it in a weak position? Is it causing aspects? Because Mars is one of the fastest moving planets as well. So this is going to have quite an impact on you from your day-to-day life. This is going to be your malefic. So yeah, you want to keep an eye on that when it comes to your day-to-day ongoings, and what sort of specific things will be happening for you. Mars will be a key factor in that, more so than Saturn. Saturn will still obviously be bringing the energy, but I always think that Mars, for day chart people, is more specific and more malefic as well. And so yeah, so day chart Venus is Athena, so the goddess of war. She's a strong fighting spirit. Still that feminine Venus energy, but she's more like strong and taking things into her own hands. She's like a really confident, strong businesswoman. She's very strong and independent, as opposed to Aphrodite, where she craves love and attention. Athena kind of got her own shit together. She doesn't need anybody, but she knows she's still stunning, and she knows she's beautiful. She knows she carries the energy of Venus anyway, but she doesn't need validation from anybody. So this is like great for like entrepreneurial type people. This will have you be more of a go-getter. And very like fiercely independent. Venus Athena will just go after what she wants. It's very indicative of like Venus and Aries type energy. And then some people like myself will have well, mine's not invisible. Mine's like out of bounds. But some people have Venus invisible in their chart as well. So when Venus is actually invisible, this is when she's closest to the Sun. And so there's two ways you can look at this. Some people say that, some people believe that her powers are debilitating, that they're useless here, when she's invisible. Venus is nowhere to be seen. She's the furthest away from the Earth as she can be. We can't see her. She's so close to the Sun. And that's when she becomes reborn again as the morning star, which will happen in June. So right now she's the evening star. She's transiting as the evening star. She's going backwards. She's going back to the kingdom, back to the Sun, back to the ruler of the cosmos, to be recharged and reborn again and come back as the morning star. And so she'll be the first sight you'll see before the sun rises in the morning. Whereas when she's the night chart, she's one of the first stars that comes up when the sun sets. And so that'll start happening around about the 9th of June. So you want to start going out in the morning and have a look around and see Venus is visible, because the quicker she comes out from invisibility, the more blessed you and I and everybody else will be as a whole when it comes to matters regarding love, finances, business, relationships, and anything Venusian. So the later she is from coming out from invisibility, the stage can bring more bad luck as a collective. So apparently she was 40 days late coming out of shadow and invisibility when we had the 2008 financial crisis. So yeah, it's really important that she comes back out on time this time around, what's going on in the world right now. But yeah, so when she becomes invisible, she takes on another form. She takes on the form of Persephone, and so Persephone was taken by Hades because he found her so attractive. He took her from the living world and took her to Hades, took her to hell, and she became the mistress of Hades in hell. So yeah. So if you have Persephone as your Venusian energy, she plays out kind of like this forbidden mistress. You could have a lot of strife when it comes to love and relationships if you have an invisible Venus. Yeah, I guess mine is invisible. Mine is like 2 degrees away from the Sun, so I do have that invisible energy in my Venus as well, even though she's a night chart Aphrodite, because she's so close to the Sun, she'll have that Persephone energy where you attract a lot of hidden relationships, relationships with you'll attract people who are already in partnerships or with lots of baggage. There can be a lot of struggle with relationships when it comes to having that Persephone energy on your Venus. This can have to make you work harder when it comes to your finances. This can have you internalising as well, and knowing your own self-worth and working on these people have to work on their self-worth a lot more, and their confidence a lot more, and their self-image a lot more, and they're constantly out of reassurance, because that Venus is invisible. So the planet of love and beauty is far-reaching and out of sight. So we have to work that bit harder when it comes to love and relationships. But I do find that as the person gets older, with the Venus shadow, Venus retrograde, or invisible beings in their charts, they are more and more blessed when it comes to love and relationships, because they have had to work that bit harder and go through more challenges. And so yeah, I just wanted to do a quick little mini video really regarding a day chart, night chart, and what Venus that you have. So have a look at your chart and see if you are a day chart and how that affects you. If you're a night chart, how that affects you. And I'd love to know what your Venus does for you. Do you have a Aphrodite Venus? Is your Venus carrying the energy of Persephone? Or do you have that morning star Venus where she's carried by Athena, that strong warrior goddess, where she's full of confidence, she knows what she wants, and she goes out and gets it, and she's very sort of fiercely independent Venus. So yeah, I'd love to know your personal experience, and go check out your chart and find out for yourself if you're not sure where it is. And leave some comments in the box below. And if you do want to hit me for a personal reading, I do readings with tarot, astrology, birth charts, love synastry. I do lunar charts as well. So lunar charts when we look at your month ahead. Solar returns as well. So solar returns when we look at the whole year ahead. And yes, I love it if you'd like and share and comment. I really appreciate all of you. And I'll catch you on my next video. So here's some examples of charts, just so you can see how it works. So I just picked some random celebrities that came into my head. So Oprah, everyone knows Oprah, right? So Oprah has a night chart. If you look, the sun, which is here, there, is below the horizon. So the horizon being the line, see where it's like, say if you split the circle in two, so the bottom half of the circle of the chart, of the pie chart, is below the horizon. So because her sun falls under the horizon, she has a night chart. So Venus will be her benefic, her greater benefic, and also she's ruled by Aphrodite. So when Venus becomes the evening star, Venus is the evening star. Venus is the evening star at the moment. That's when it's most beneficial for her, and for people with their evening night chart. But Venus will generally be really good for you anyway. But it'll just be even stronger when she's transformed as Aphrodite. Oprah's Venus is invisible. We see how it's like in conjunction. So and especially being in that second house of values, and worth, and what you own, and money, it can make them very, very, very rich. And yeah, so her if you have a night chart, you will be, so Venus is your benefic, and Saturn will be the one causing you more obstacles. And I know her Saturn's in the 10th house over here, so I know that I know she's always been famous and successful, but she became really successful as she's gotten older, and obviously Saturn brings blocks and blockages and delays wherever it is in the chart. So her Saturn is in her 10th house of career and public, so she's actually become more famous as she's gotten older. Saturn tends to give more blessings as you get older, especially after 35 as well. So that's really interesting for her. And then I looked at, just to give you an example, let's have a look. Zayn Malik's chart just randomly came into my head. And he has a really gorgeous chart. He has a day chart. So look, his sun, if you can see the sun here, is in the 11th house. So it's above the horizon. So it's above so it's in the top half of the top portion of the chart. So that gives him a day chart. So he will have Jupiter, and if you have a day chart, Jupiter will be your benefic. So his benefic Jupiter here is in the 7th house of relationships. Libra rules relationships anyway, so and how has he made his money in a boy band? You know, being in a partnership with a few other people. Jupiter expands wherever it is. So he wasn't in a relationship with one person. He was in a multi relationship with four other people in the band, wasn't he? And Jupiter brings money, gains, blessings, and that's how he gained his fame and fortune through other people and being in a band. And also, so he has Venus on the ascendant here. So the ascendant is the first house, is like your appearance. So having Venus on the ascendant, and his Venus is in Pisces. So when Venus is in Pisces, it's one of its strongest positions. So she can be as Venusian as she wants. So yeah, so what was I going to say about that? Sorry, I totally went blank then. So yeah, Venus in Pisces is like exalted, so it's as strong as it can be, and it makes the person super attractive, and he's extremely good looking, and he has that Piscean look about him with all his like dreamy eyes and multicolored hair. Being a day chart though, Venus will be Athena, not Aphrodite, and Athena is a goddess of war and independence, autonomy. And what has he done? He broke away from the boy band One Direction and became a sole entity on his own, making money. Also, just on a side note, he has Venus rules his second house, Taurus. Taurus is how you make money, so he's making money second house by being himself in the first house, by doing things on his own. And Venus in Taurus, or Taurus in the second house, can make you have an amazing singing voice. And he's known for his voice, isn't he? He's known for his singing. So you're back to being a day chart. If you do have a day chart, so Jupiter will be your benefic. You have Athena as your deity for Venus, and Mars will be your blocks and challenges. And so he has that in the fifth house. So the house of skills, talents, dating, etc. So I know that he's with someone at the moment, but I know he's had quite a few ups and downs in his partnerships and stuff. And maybe also even just questioning his talents and skills as well. We're having that in the fifth house with Cancer as well. Mars is not great in Cancer anyway. And I don't know if this will be indicative to maybe problems with family members or heritage or home life. With it being Cancer axis, it can sometimes be related to some other issues too as well. So yeah, and then as a side note, anyway, looking at his chart, if we move on, I looked at Gwen Stefani's as well. I can't believe she's born in 1969. She looks amazing, because the reason why she looks amazing is because she's a Capricorn rising, and Capricorn, like having Saturn in the first house, can make you look hella young, and young beyond your years, kind of freezes you in time. So she has, she's got a day chart too. So if you look at her sun's in the 9th house, right above the horizon. It's in a really good position in the chart. This is in Placidus, so I think in whole signs her sun would fall into the 10th, and this is really good for celebrity. Having the sun really high up in the chart anyway the sun likes to be there. It is supposed to be traditionally debilitated in Libra because it's the opposite sign to Aries, where it's exalted. So it's the best sun ever to have, but it's in a really good position, especially for a celebrity, and it's conjunct Jupiter as well. Jupiter will be her greater benefic because she is a day chart, so Jupiter is going to be more beneficial to her than Venus. So when you're looking at your chart and you think, have I got a day chart or a night chart, you want to see if your Venus is going to be your strongest aspect, or Jupiter. And so if you're in the day, it'll be Jupiter. Like hers is Jupiter, and she's made a hell of money from it because it's conjunct her sun. So she's made money just by being herself, and her beauty, Libra ruling beauty, and she's in a band as well. Libra, it rules groups as well. You know what I mean? So, and she's got the 8th house Venus, so making gains through the people, through money, through relationships, through being a celebrity. Mars in the 12th as well, so that also, the 12th house rules fame and fortune from a celebrity point of view. And so, like I said before, because she has that day chart, she has Saturn in the 4th in Taurus, so Saturn will, sorry, I'm talking absolute bullshit. When your Mars will be your greater malefic if you're a day chart, and so so she might So yeah, I mean, just from going off what you hear on the news and media, Mars in the 12th can be hidden relationships, and I know her ex partner, Mars ruling partnerships and male figures in your life, or male energy, or masculine energy, or just a partner in general. It's squaring her Jupiter as well, so it's squaring her Sun. So I know having that hidden house Mars can be secrets when it comes to love affairs, and it's making a direct opposition to her Moon in the 7th house of relationships. So this can be really telling of like secret love affairs, which is what was going on with her, wasn't it? And so yeah, I just thought I'd give you some examples so you can see what it looks like to have day and night chart and how you can make it work for you. So if you'd like to hit me up for a personal reading, you can follow me on Instagram, it's Pluto by Astro, or hit me up on YouTube, it's Pluto by Astro on there too. And I do readings for tarot, astrology, I look at birth charts, synastry charts, which is like love readings. So yeah, I really appreciate you taking time out to watch this video, and I love it if you like, subscribe and share, and I'll catch you on the next one.